All right, fellas. Oh, Brady's in here. All right, so this must be my friend Brady. Look at
Hello.
Mr. Brady. Look what the cat has drug in, my friends.
What's going on, man? It's draft night.
It is draft night. It is the best night of the year for most of us. Not people like you, but for most of us, this is the best year of the night.
Well, it's definitely gonna be the best. Definitely gonna be the best night for me because we didn't win it all.
You didn't win it all, but you got close.
Yeah, but close doesn't count. Close doesn't count.
You got a good team. You know, I mean, you did more with that team than most people could. So you should be proud of that at least. So where you been?
Man, between coaching fifth grade girls basketball and doing acting classes here and there, man, just been real busy. Trying to keep that dream alive of someday. You turning on a Netflix movie, or you go to the theater and you be like, dude,
There
he
he is.
came close to winning. He came close to winning some championships, but choked every.
Uh-oh, what happened? Hold on one second.
All right. Can you
Oh,
hear
there
me?
you are.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping that someday, the guys of the league will be able to see me in a motion picture and be like, man, there go that man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that day too. I think you're gonna make it, and we're glad that you got time to be with us tonight. It's gonna be a fun night. Draft starts in less than 25 minutes, and so I figured I'm just gonna take some time here. We're gonna talk some shop. Um, Chaotic, if you are listening, let me just write a little message. If anybody is on Discord, I had to get off of there because I can't mute anyone on there, and so other guys get on there. And so if I'm trying to do both chats, it's just not going to work out. So tell Chaotic to get his button here. If he's in here, he's got to let me know which one of these random phone numbers that I'm staring at is him, and I'll unmute him. But we got some guys in here already. I see Vandalay in here, Wayne's in here, Big Hurt, my boy Double Zero's in here. So it's a good start to the night. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great night. And yeah, it's going to be a late night for some of us, but it should be a good one. Let's talk about a little draft order here, Brady, and see how kind of things turned out. I'm not sure if this is 1,000% accurate because this hasn't been updated in a couple of, I think, a week or 5 days, something like that. And so I think there's a couple of trades that may have changed a few things here, but here is your 1 to 32 as far as I have it. And then when we get into the draft, we'll see what kind of changes have made. I know some last minute deals went down. I think the Ravens maybe made some deals, or the Colts made some deals. I know there were some deals kind of went down late, so some of this may be different. But you got the New Orleans Saints at number 1. The Cleveland Browns came in at number 2. The San Diego Chargers at number 3. The Baltimore Ravens are 4, and the Jets are 5. That's your kind of your top 5 here in the OMFL as you see it. I really think out of that top 5, the Saints have the opportunity. I think they've got some pieces that a lot of guys don't know about. They've got the most opportunity to have a big night tonight to really turn their season around.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you have it. That
It's one of those things, man. When you have a good draft order, you definitely, when you're the number 1 pick, all eyes will definitely be on you, on that team. But they can't. They got to show up. They don't want to be that person that misses that first pick and all of a sudden they end up with a kicker. That would just be devastating.
Yeah, you never know exactly what the CPU is going to do for you, but most of the time they tend to get it right. So we'll see kind of how this plays out. So as we look at your top 5, 6 through 10 is going to be the Cleveland Browns, the Arizona Cardinals, the Colts, the Titans, and the San Francisco 49ers. One of the intriguing teams in that list for me is the San Francisco 49ers. Kind of had some ups and downs. He is your BFF. I know you love the guy. He kind of drives me nuts just a hair, but the guy is really good at the sticks. He gets over there in that Brady camp. Brady, teaches him all those little tips and tricks and gets him ready to go. The guy's got some skills. If he can keep his head on straight this year, he may actually be able to make some noise over there in the NFC.
Yeah, every now and then, the kingpin, sneaks a win in here, during our our little game sessions. But the biggest thing is just trying to make sure that, in our practice sessions, staying, in accordance to the rules. The only thing, of course, that's different is, in most of our games, we are clicking. We are clicking when we're playing and battling. But the biggest thing is man, trying to get him to think outside the box every now and then, and every so often, man, this alter ego of his will creep up, and it's this I got this, man, and he takes that extra step forward, trying to like go for the gusto, and it catches him every time, man, catches him every time.
He's a different cat. I like him. I'm glad he's here, but he's a different type of dude. I remember he like had all of these great grander ideas of articles and power rankings. He was going to do all this stuff so he can earn a platinum ownership. And yeah, I never heard from him after that. So that is not competing to a point though. But the guy's got some stick skills, and that's an intriguing team that's in the top 10. 11 through 15, you got the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, the Bears, and the Packers. Out of there, I really like the Seahawks. Of course, they kind of ran through a bunch of different owners this past year. That team is really talented, and I think he's supposed to have a buddy that's going to log in for him and draft tonight. We'll see if that actually happens. But if it does happen and that guy has a good, solid draft for him, some way, somehow, that might be a team that the NFC is really going to have to worry about.
Yeah, boy, that's when it comes to relying on the buddy,
yeah,
he's got to come through, man. He's got to come through, because if not, yeah, that could be real bad. That could be real bad, man. That could cost him everything. Because I mean, sometimes in a lot of these leagues, man, you can win a Super Bowl based off of your draft. Then again, you could lose them. Definitely.
Yeah, you can definitely mess up your team and set yourself back if you're not there. So let's look at 17 through 25. We're going to go all the way through 25 on this one. You get the Panthers, the Redskins, the Dolphins, the Texans, the Steelers, who we actually lost tonight. Funny story. The guy quits because he's got personal reasons. Maybe he's being honest. I have no clue. Whatever. I respect him. But then, like 20 minutes later, he's logged in playing a league game somewhere. So that's just an interesting story to kind of think about as he tries to apply for ownership later. Tampa Bay Bucks are at 22, the Giants at 23, the Broncos at 24, and the Tennessee Titans via the Los Angeles Rams come in at 25. So the Titans and the Browns have been kind of gathering picks as this offseason has went, and that'll be some interesting teams in there. The team that kind of sticks out to me is going to be the Carolina Panthers. They had that really up and down season, but they really put things together late in the season. It looked to be one of those teams that were going to make a run. And if he can get a good draft here, he's done some intriguing things. All right, 00. I know you're on the call. I know you're listening. He did some head scratching things to me. You've got one of the most dominant defensive lines of the game, and yet you traded and released and re-signed and signed other defensive. It was a weird situation. I know he's trying to figure out the cap there, but if he has a good solid draft, I know he's been prepping, I know he's been doing his homework. He has a good solid draft. Look for the Carolina Panthers to be able to make some moves. Yeah, I know I'm talking a lot about the AFC, but that's because the AFC is so loaded. So the NFC's got to really pick their game up. The AFC is just jam packed. They've got the stuff going on over there. But the NFC needs a good solid draft, and the Carolina Panthers are one of those teams.
And and touching base on the Carolina Panthers, I'm not sure what was going on in that camp, but he allowed 400 points on the season. His offense scored 388 points on the season. He was 9-7, still missed the playoffs, and I think it was because of one of them lonesome teams that had one of those records that was just enough to win their division. But defensive wise, man, yeah, that's 400 points allowed, man. That's a lot of points to allow in a season. Just can't have it. And then, of course, looking at his home record, he was 4-4 on the road. He was 5-3. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll just have to see what happens in the draft.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Ordeal. Let me type this message real quick. So if you guys are listening, it's a free version of Uber. I can only hold on have 10 at a time. So sorry about that. I will do both Discord and Uber, but you guys got to mute yourself in the Discord chat just because I can't listen to people cough and talk and do all that other stuff. So here's what we'll do. If you just want to listen, then go ahead and go over into see if that works. Yeah, that might work. Okay, I might have fixed it. If you want to just listen, go over to Discord, just listen there. If you want to talk and you want to be a part of the show and you're going to say something, then do that here. Join this Uber conference. So that's how we'll do it tonight. If you want to talk, go to Uber. If you don't want to talk and you just want to listen, go over to the Discord chat. Hold on a second. I got to sit here and mute people. You guys got to mute yourselves. You're driving me nuts already. You got to mute yourselves. Okay, let me type this little message out real quick. Okay, you got to mute yourself. Oh, that's Chaotic. What's up, Chaotic?
What's going on? You hear me?
Yeah, I got you, boss man. Mr. Soon-to-be husband, Chaotic. So we should all wish you congratulations on that.
Congrats.
So, Chaotic, what I need you to do is I need you to come over to Uber because you're talking and I want your voice to be recorded, and I can't record that if you're here in Discord. So mute your Discord and get your butt over on the Uber.
Let me try. Tried a while ago. I couldn't get on.
Poor Brady. I got him all confused because he doesn't know what's going on here. So. All right, hold on. I'm sorry, Brady. It's technical difficulties. You're figuring this stuff out because guys don't know how to mute themselves. So, but I'm getting it. Hold on. All right, we'll see if Chaotic can get his button here. All right, so for the rest of you who can hear me, I got to go dark. I can't chat. I can't read and do a show and do I can't. It's impossible. So you help me out. You guys relay my messages. You share all the links and you share everything for me. If you want to talk, get your butt in here in Uber. We'll bring you on the show. We'll let you talk about your draft. All right. If you don't want to talk, if you're like, nah, talking ain't for me, you just stay over there in Discord and you can listen all night long. The only thing is you're not going to be able to hear people talk. So if I bring in Brady, if I bring in like Chaotic, those kinds of guys, you're not going to be able to hear them talk. Sorry. This is the best we can do. I may actually, since we have a little money, I may actually upgrade us before the draft starts tonight. If I can upgrade us, then everybody can come over to Uber. Bam, it'll be taken care of because we do have guys have been really generous and you guys have been hooking us up. So, Brady, draft is here. Let's talk about some top guys that we feel like might be drafted. So here's my top 10. Been doing some homework, all right? Put some things together. Been doing that. Put in some work, all right? Putting some things together. Here's who I feel like is my top 10 coming out of this draft. Not that I think they'll go in this order. These are just my top 10 rated players. I like number one. I think the best overall player in the draft is going to be Leroy Flynn, halfback. I think the guy has some serious playmaking ability. He's a short little fella, all right, but I think he's going to be able to move. He's quick. He ran a 4.41 40. He had a sub-7, a 6.90 three-cone drill, all right, a 4.11. That's almost a 4-second shuttle time. The guy can make some serious plays, and I think he is my best-rated player. My number 2 is Josh Nelson, left end. I think he's a big guy, 6'3", all right. I think he's going to be able to make some plays. He's got some speed at 4.8 with the 40. He bench pressed 36, a combine stud. This guy's going to be making plays for somebody. My number 3 guy is going to be Terrence Maroney, another halfback Another a little bit taller guy, 5'11". All right, he's he's kind of like that powerhouse. A guy's going to run you over. All right, he's not super fast. He ran a 4.5 40. He's not super slow either. Here's a big guy that I think is going to be able to make some plays. My number 5 guy is going to be D. Schwartz, free safety, 5'10". All right, another guy that's going to lay the wood of guys coming across the middle. A zone coverage guy. Ran a 4.49. Not a super duper fast guy. I kind of think similar in the type of build of like a TJ Ward, all right? Like a guy that can run, not super fast, but he's going to lay the wood and make some plays for you. And then my 5th ranked guy is Duncan Archibald, tight end. This draft has got some really nice tight ends. I think you're going to see some good tight ends come out of this draft. It's very top heavy, all right? It's not a very deep draft. It is really top heavy. But I think you're going to get some guys that are going to come out of this draft that will make some plays for you. And Duncan Archibald is one of those guys. He's a guy that can make tough catches in traffic. He can make the really spectacular catches. Just got great hands. He's got a little bit of speed to go with that. What I like about him, though, 23 on the bench presses, all right? He can pick them up. He can put them down. He can hold that point of attack for you. He can set that edge. And he's a guy that you can keep on the field for all 3 downs and really make plays for you. So those are my top 5 guys. Is there anybody that you kind of have your eye on that you don't mind sharing them with the crowd?
Well, I mean, me personally, some of the guys that I kind of, looked at was, of course, Travis Maroney. I am halfback U over there in Jacksonville, so I've definitely checked him out. A couple of the guys that I've looked at, of course, is Lindsey Poyer out of Stanford. He's a 3-4 pass rush. 3-cone was 7 seconds. 20-yard shuttle was 4.25 seconds. He's not a fast, guy by any stretch of the means, but he is 7th in vertical jump, 4th in broad jump. So I think he'll be able to, help someone out when trying to stop that run. Plus, when it comes from like anyone coming from Stanford, man, they put some poundage on. He's 226, so of course, if you can get him into a Pro Bowl, of course he'll turn into a quick right off the jump, and then you'll be able to really get those stats increased. Another guy that there's a couple guys in the end area as far as like defensive end, Bryson Clinton. He was another guy that I've checked out, B+ in tackle, B in power move, B in block shedding. But the biggest thing on him was the bench press. He was 6th in right ends and bench press 31 reps. He was 6th in shuttle run, 4.44 seconds. So he was, another one of those guys that's also another 3-4. They slate him for an early first round. So it's going to be huge on that. And then another person that I also was, I want to say his name is Osage Eccles. He's
So
another
what?
Stanford.
I'm going to butcher these names all night.
Well, Osage, he's from Stanford. He's 5'11", 225. He's a strong safety. He's a mid-first round pick, but the cool thing is he's 3rd in the 40 time, 4.47 seconds. His bench press, he's 9th with 22 reps. So to me, that lets me know he's going to be strong because his hit power was an A-. And then another cool thing that I'm not sure if anyone that's going to be taking part in the draft tonight, there is actually a coach. There's actually a coach, XP that you can spend on that actually gives you more draft picks. Did you know that?
No, what do you mean more draft picks?
Okay, so anyone that has apparently has purchased with their XP for their coach a certain attribute, it actually unlocks more draft picks than anybody else. So, like, if you're looking at your board, like right now, if you're actually in the game and you go to, let's see, I'm going to go to corners. If you go to corners, how many corners does it show you have to select from in the draft, in the scouting?
Oh, I don't have it up just yet.
Yeah, you
But
don't
I
have it
know
up.
that it's
Well,
it's one of my pet peeves that like this draft players, especially at the bottom of the draft, they kind of come and go. So sometimes they're there and sometimes they disappear. So what you're saying is
right,
if you buy this attribute, you have access to more players.
right. Because in a draft that I was in previous early in the week, one of the guys he actually had 20 more players, high and low, than anyone else in certain key positions, which was like, what? Like, why?
That's
Why would they put that feature in the game? But apparently, if you have the XP, you buy the attribute. I have to, run back through some of my messages to find out what it was. But it gave him extra draft pick, like extra people to pick from, not necessarily extra draft picks on top of his
extra
7.
people to pick
yeah.
from. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that they've tried some really neat things with this Madden and to keep tweaking. So yeah, I got to give it to them, at least trying some stuff, but maybe some things sounded better on paper. So before I get your final thoughts of the night, we'll shut down the pre-draft show and I'll fire up my remote play so I can make sure we're ready to start the draft on time. Here's my one little sleeper. I figured I'd share one sleeper with the crowd, somebody that I personally have my eye on to see how they come out. Middle linebacker Joey Archuleta, kind of a small guy, 5'11", but a guy that hits really hard and that is really known for laying the wood and being able to pursue and get after guys and make those tackles. He ran a 4.67 40, a 34-1 in the vertical. He did run a little bit high of a 3-cone, 7.17, and then he did really well on the shuttle with a 4.37. Here's what I really like about him. So he can run. He can pick him up and put him down. He's more quick than he is fast, but he did 33 on the bench presses. So he's not only a guy that can tackle well, can lay the wood, but he's strong at point of attack. He's going to hold that middle block. He's going to get off. He's going to get after the running backs. Joey Archuleta is a guy, a sleeper. I kind of have my eye on. We'll see who picks him. We'll see how he does. But give me your final thoughts of the night. Then what we're going to do is we'll shut this chat down. I'm going to quickly upgrade us because I think it's fairly cheap and we can afford it. So I'll quickly upgrade us. Then we'll get everybody in here. I got to get off of Discord because there's just too much going on for me. I'll get the remote play fired up. We'll get the draft started. Final thoughts of the night before the draft starts. Then we'll restart this draft and we'll get it going.
Man, I'm also going to second the Joey Archuleta. The one thing everybody needs to know about this player, man, he is actually top 10 in everything. Top 10 in everything that he did in the combine. Or a 7.4 grade, man. I mean, he's 9th in 40, 8th in vertical, 7th in broad jump. I mean, yeah, he's definitely going to be one of those people. I mean, he's slated for a mid-4th. I doubt he'll make it that far because he is just that good. But, I honestly, if I have to pick a team, I honestly think the Panthers will have the best draft tonight, hands down.
There you have it. Brady has called it out. He is the expert. He is the guy that we lean on. Brady, thanks for being on the pre-draft show. I hope that you can hang out for at least some of the draft, if not all the draft. I know Chaotix are going to call in. So here's what we're going to do. Guys, we're going to shut this down, all right? Give me a few minutes to upgrade it really quick. I'll blast out the new links. Then I'm going to get off of Discord. We'll get this draft started. It may start another 2 or 3 minutes later than what we're hoping, but we're going to get it going. Make those picks as quick as possible. Help these West or East Coasters out so they're not staying up till 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, Brady, the rest of the board, thank you guys for being here tonight. Pre-draft show is over. Now it's time to draft and get going. So we'll see you guys in just a few moments.
All right.
Second.